What's going on, everybody? This is the MGEX Strike Freedom Gundam by Bandai. This is what it looks like fully completed, but I'm not satisfied. I want to see the Wings of Light. Luckily, a third-party kit is available, and we're going to see what it looks like today. This is the DDB Corgi Strike Freedom Gundam Wings of Light option set. And this is what it looks like when it's finally finished. To get the final product, this is how we started. First, we're going to take the Gundam off the backpack so we can take off the Dragoons. And now we have to remove the blue Dragoons. Before we install the options parts, let's have a look at what they look like. Over here you can see we have the 4 Wings of Light pieces. They are very big. And I've already processed the other parts by cleaning them up. Here you have 4 effect parts for the wings. You have 8 back parts for each of the 8 Dragoons. These are the front parts of the Dragoons to show that they're firing. These are for the beam rifles to show that you're firing. And then you have 8 holders while the Dragoons are in the air. And then you have like 8 bottom pieces if you wanted the Dragoons to be coming out from the bottom. The quality while I was cleaning these pieces up is extremely high. For a third-party kit, I'm very impressed. You can see the shiny effect is very nice, and when this all comes together, it's going to be very cool. Finally, we also have the backpack holding part. So this here I didn't include at the bottom because it's kind of hard to see, but essentially it supports the heavy weight of those special effect parts over there, and it attaches straight to the base from this clip. So I'll show everyone how to install it. But making this was fairly simple, the instructions are very detailed. So let's see how we put everything all together. Let's go through the process of putting the effect parts together with one of the Dragoons. It's very straightforward. This piece over at the end is exactly the same as the gold wing parts. All you need to do is to slide it in, and it should just easily slot in as such. And then on the other end, you can put this shooting effect, and again, it's very simple. All you need to do is to push it right in. Okay, so let's run through the installation process. The first thing that you want to do is to take off the backpack. Once you do this, you want to add in this white part, and then you can see that the hole, it fits right through. The way you can tell which side is the front or back is by the end pieces. The end pieces need to stick in more towards the back. So these 2 over here will be at the front. And then it just goes and slides in right through here. And it fits in very tight and nice. And then what you can do now is just to place the backpack back on. What you can see is that the wings should fit into the slots precisely. Back 2 pieces of clear plastic are holding onto the back 2 wing parts. And then if I turn it around, the heavy wings will now be connected to the clear part, and that's also linked to the base, which means that this whole structure will be very strong. What you notice is that one of them is slightly bigger than the other. The big one goes on top, the small one goes at the bottom. It should just easily click into place. So like that, that slides in that side, and then click it in. So it clicks in from both sides. Just a heads up, now that the front part is so heavy, you might find that when you put your kit a little bit forward, it might push the back out and it will break your kit like this. So what I recommend, you might want to super glue this end so that it becomes sturdy and it won't fall over easily. And now let's see how we can install some of the Dragoons. They can be installed onto the holes in the base, such as here, and you can also install them onto the back of the backpack, and it will just be connected by this clear part here. And then what you can do is put the end into the bottom, and it will look something like this. You can play around and move with it, but I think I'm going to put all of my Dragoons onto the backpack in through these holes. Just to let you know, once you put these in at the bottom, I find it's almost impossible to take out, so once you put it in, just make sure you leave it there. So I'll show you guys how to put on the Dragoons from the back side. You can see there's 4 holes on the back, and you can put them in any position you want. I'll put this one onto the side, and all you have to do is put this into the hole as such, and just give it a bit of push. Don't push too hard, you might break it. And there we go. There is one Dragoon. So this is what it looks like after all the Dragoons are put on. It looks very good, you'll see from the front soon. But one issue I noticed is that it's so front heavy that this back part has lifted off the end. So my recommendation is if you want to display this in one place, you might want to sticky tape this to the ground. Otherwise, it's going to flop forward a bit. And this is even without the Gundam on the backpack yet. Here is the add-on special effect parts put on all together. And here it is with the Gundam attached. It looks spectacular and I think it's well worth it. Here is a close-up of what it looks like now. It looks absolutely amazing. I just wish Bandai could have made one set themselves instead of me having to go to get a third-party kit. I don't really agree with a lot of companies copying Bandai kits, but if they make their own original concepts which enhance the kits, I think I'm okay with that. Because Bandai couldn't make their own Wings of Light, I had to settle with this one, but I'm not complaining. It only cost me around 25 Australian dollars, which is around 15 to 20 USD, and I can't complain about what I get. I think it's great value for money. Here's a comparison between other MG kits. Here is the MG Barbatos, and over to the far right, that's the MG Freedom Gundam 2.0. As you can see, it's significantly larger than the other two kits, and it's definitely the centerpiece of my display. And for those of you that are not into Gunpla, here's a comparison between the size next to a pair of Jordans, and you can see that's about double the size of a pair of Jordan high tops. So this is a giant centerpiece, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later. Peace.